'Twas the week before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. I'd like to go on, but I can't, because I don't know any more of it. It's one of these, Q&A day, on this episode of FBTV. Merry Christmas. Well, close enough anyway. We're recording this on the week, 1 week, 7 days, exactly before Christmas Eve. So what would that make it? December 17th, 2019. Good morning to you. Got your Christmas shopping done? What do I tell my wife? I got you something special, honey. Something just for you. Don't ask me. I don't have a clue what We've been married for over 20 years. Why do you get a woman that has everything already? I mean, you've bought her everything you buy. You know what I bought her last year? I'll tell you what I bought her. I got her a keyless start for her SUV. It's really a minivan, but they sold it to her as an SUV, and I always call it an SUV because otherwise I'd be in all kinds of arguments with her. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The FBTV coffee mug. Well, you know we're going to bring this up. Check it out. Our website, 2 available, 11-ounce mug, left or right-handed. And what I mean by that, I'm not going to turn it around today, but basically you've got the Freight Broker TV logo on both sides. So check it out. All right, I'll turn it around because I know I'm going to catch heck if I don't. There you go. So no matter what hand you use to drink your coffee, Freight Broker TV is going to be emitting from the cup. So how's your Christmas spirit? Pretty good? I hope so. Got something new for you. You may have found it out already. If you've been to our website, or even if you've been checking out our Freight Broker TV YouTube channel, if you notice, there is a new category, a new playlist that we started, FBTV Radio. We are in the test stages of that. What we're going to be doing with it, it's not going to change anything. We're still going to come back with videos. We're still going to have the podcast, and but now we're going to add the radio to it. Now, what is the radio? It's just going to be a longer version of the podcast. We're going to get in more intimate, more details. We're going to be talking more. It's not going to be totally 100% transportation or freight broker, and we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. It's going to be fun, and that's why we're doing it, for entertainment, for information, for you to be able to participate as well. Matter of fact, we have the radio stream up. You can go to our website at Freight Broker TV. You'll see it up there in top right. It should be on the screen, so you should be looking at it right now. But we have a radio page too, and if you go to the radio page, when we're doing a live broadcast, you can listen and participate because we have a chat window up there. So you've got questions, you want to talk, you want to participate, feel free to. We'll see it and we'll talk about it, and well, we just hope it'll be a lot of fun. I think you'll enjoy it. But we have the first episode. It's posted, like I said. We are still in the test stages, but it's coming along quite nicely. All right, this is Q&A day here at FBTV on this episode. We try to do this about once a month. And, well, what Q&A is you got questions. You can ask them via our website at freightbrokertv.com. You can post comments down below the videos that you're watching. You may have questions about or whatever. You can email us at FBTV at freightbrokertv.com. They'll come to us and we'll be happy to answer the questions. You'll probably get an immediate reply, but we'll bring your questions because if you've got the question, somebody else out there has the question as well. So this first one is from Sebastian. And I'm not sure the way this was worded when he sent it to us, or he added some more stuff here, but he may have been trying to spam us. You know, one of those spam, trying to ask a question. But he's asking about financial responsibility of a freight broker. His exact question is, how have the levels of financial responsibility changed for freight brokers? Okay, I'm going to get to that now. So you don't think we're thinking every one of you are spamming us or anything like that. No, this guy, Sebastian, he asked the question, and afterwards he had another sentence or two talking about another somebody at another something talking about something else. Kind of like almost on the verge of spam, selling something. But anyway, still a good question. How have the levels of financial responsibility changed for freight brokers? Well, honestly, except for the bond going from $10,000 to $75,000 a few years back, not much has really changed. Now, what is the financial responsibility of a freight broker? Pay the truck. You got to pay the truck. Generally, we recommend to our clients pay the truck within 30 days. That first year you're in operation as a freight broker, you're going to run up against this problem. Trucks wanting to work with you because you're too brand new. You're just brand new. You're too new. They want, one thing about a trucking company, they want to make sure they get paid. They want to haul a load across the country for $4,000 or $5,000 or more, and then can't collect because you think about it, the cost it took to move that load, going 3,000 miles or whatever. You can do the math. Fuel's right around $3 a gallon right now on average. 3,000 miles a truck, 7 miles a gallon, and I'm being pretty liberal there probably, and it depends on the weight of the load, but you can do the math. You can figure out how much, plus the wear and tear on the truck, all the other expenses that go on a truck, figure. You can pretty much, it's safe to say, tires on a truck, I'm talking about truck and trailer, well, no truck, just truck, going to run you anywhere from 1.5 to 2 cents per mile, in today's world. But, trucks want to make sure they're going to get paid. Now, if you're a brand new broker, you're probably finding out already it's hard to get a truck to move your loads because you're too new. Well, how do you get around that? Easiest way to do it is offer them an advance on the load. Standard is 40% of gross. If you're paying them $1,000, advance them $400. But you never want to advance money to a truck until they've picked up your load. But the main thing is pay the trucks. That's one of the main things with a broker. If you don't pay the truck, nobody's going to haul your load, and you're never going to get a good credit rating. And believe me, I've always said this: don't pay a truck, do a truck dirty. And man, if you do a truck dirty today, that is on the West Coast. By tonight, trucks on the East Coast will be talking about it. To think about that. CB radio, it goes. Anyway, Sebastian, if that's a real question you had, I hope that answers your question. One other layer of responsibility a broker has now is, when the CSA came into play. Now brokers and shippers are somewhat responsible, hold some of that liability for the actions of a truck. So if you haven't been checking out carriers, doing your due diligence on them, you really want to make sure you're doing that. All right, Kathy. She's from Florida. She says, "Hi, Mike, I'm in Florida. I was a broker several years ago and now getting back into the business. Any suggestions on where to get contingent cargo insurance?" No, don't have any at all. Get reasonable contingent cargo insurance. Reasonable. That's a key word in that question. Contingent cargo insurance, best thing I can tell you. Well, first of all, understand insurance is regulated by state. So for an insurance company or agent to sell an insurance policy in your state, the company they're selling for must be licensed to sell that type of insurance in your state. So the best thing you can do is get on the phone and call some insurance brokers. Make sure they know it's contingent cargo insurance and why you want it. I've seen some insurance people sell stuff that a broker really didn't even need, either because they didn't know what the broker was talking about, or they did know what the broker was talking about, didn't care, and sold them something else anyway and said it was what the broker wanted to hear. So check and check and check. Now, how much? Reasonable coverage, contingent cargo. Honestly, it's one of the most affordable contingent cargo insurance policies available because it's contingent. It's only going to step up to the plate should the trucking company's insurance fail to pay. And if the broker's doing their job and checking out the insurance, making sure everything's good to go, that's going to be pretty rare. Now, don't get contingent cargo confused with errors and omissions. Errors and omissions, that's to protect you and the company in case you you did something wrong on the load confirmation you sent the carrier, okay, and you ended up having to buy the load, or something went wrong because of your error or your omission on the actual load confirmation, in parentheses, contract that you sent the carrier for moving that load. Contingent cargo, it's in the background. And 25 plus years of brokering, I've yet to see a claim on a contingent cargo policy. Generally, brokers want it because it makes the shipper feel all warm and fuzzy inside. All right, Jerry posted this on one of our videos on YouTube. I had said something during a video previously where I was, when I was working full-time as a broker, I was posting anywhere from 400 to 600 loads a day. That's fact. What I was getting at, what I was talking about is, a broker doesn't have time to post 400 to 600 loads a day. There's just not enough time. And what I was talking about on the load board, there is a tool on the load board. It's the rollover tool. So you post your loads once. Once I had 400 to 600 loads posted, I just had to maintain, because at the end of the day, I just roll them over. I click the rollover button, change the date, click a button, and now the loads are still posted, but they're posted for tomorrow's date. Otherwise, they're going to fall off the load board. I have to post them all over again. Now, Jerry, that's what he's asking. Did you post all these loads per day yourself, or did you have agents who worked for you, and it included what they posted as well? No, those 400 to 600 loads were mine. Okay, they were my clients' loads. And like I said, no, I wasn't posting them every day. I got them posted once, and I just maintained. I rode them over. Okay, a lot of your loads from your customers, it's just not a one-time thing. Understand that your customer, they may have a load going from Atlanta to Dallas, but that load's going to be a repeat load. It's going to be pretty regular. Okay, so it's not out of the ordinary. If you wanted, you can leave the load posted, just keep updating it. And when it's really active, really stay on top of it. And what I mean by active, that shipper has the load and they are ready to ship right now. Okay. All right. Brian, how much money do I need to start a freight brokerage? Well, Brian, our pat answer when anybody ever calls Taltoa, that's a pretty common question. Hey, how much money do I need? I've talked to this company over here. They said, I don't need anything. I can just start the way I've got it, and I'll be making money. I don't believe that stuff. Yes, you can start with a little bit of money, but our pat answer for anyone that asks is $150,000 cash, okay, in the bank. Now, when we tell somebody that, what we're trying to do is get them to understand it's going to take money. You may not need 150, but money's, you're dealing in money here. You've got to have money to pay the trucks, and more times than not, you're going to be paying the truck before the customer ever pays you. So you've got to be able to pay the truck. If you're advancing, you got to be able to do that. Okay, now we're coming into factoring companies. That's what a lot of other organizations, I don't know if they got to deal with factoring companies or not, but they recommend using a factoring company. Use a factoring company. You don't need any money. They'll advance you the money to pay the truck. Well, that's all, because the net, you're not going to get that till the shipper pays you, till they pay the factoring company. Factoring companies for a broker, not good. Not good at all. And the reason is they're eating up your profit on the load. And then you're still having to wait to get your money. The main thing is, point is, if you don't have enough money to start a brokerage, start as an agent. That's going to allow you to build your business, begin your operation. If you're a freight broker agent, it's still your business. You're still your own business. You're just building your business working under somebody else's license. You're making money along the way. Now, when you've built the business up enough to where you are able to step back and become your own freight brokerage company, because you got the customers, you got the customer base, you got the business built, you got the experience, you got the knowledge, yeah, by all means do so. But if you don't have the money to start a freight brokerage, you don't have the experience, you don't have the customer base, wait, start out as an agent. If you want to know more about that, feel free to call me at Taltoa, Taltoa.com, Taltoa.com. I'm the lead consultant there, happy to help you out any way I can. All right, last question. I know I've kept you around longer on these than I usually do, but the last question is from Lakeisha. Lakeisha asks, how much money can a new freight broker expect to make? Well, let's take this first to, well, the easy answer is how much money can you expect to make? Nothing. You're not going to make a dime. Do you get a customer, you've got a load, and you find a truck to move that load? Then you're going to make some money. It's a process. Okay, you don't start brokering freight tomorrow and start getting $1,000 paychecks the next week. It just doesn't happen that way. You've got to build it. It's a process. And like I was saying, at Altoa, we're going through the training. We go through every step of that process in your essential training. Now, an average individual freight broker should be doing, on average, and you can do more than this is just a total average, $1,500 to $2,000 a week in load net. That's how the broker makes their money, is off the net. Now, I don't need a lot of emails or calls or anything. Boy, I make a lot more than that. No, it's not necessary. That's an average, because you got some people out there that aren't producing hardly anything. Then you got super producers out there, but the average is out $1,500 to $2,000. Now, let's talk about an agent. Freight broker agent, standard commission for a freight broker agent is 60% of load net. Now, I'm using the term load net. You may hear it as gross net, net profit, gross profit, whatever you want to call it. Same thing. The difference between what the customer paid you to move a load and what you agreed to pay the truck. So, if you're doing between $1,500 and $2,000 a week in load net, you're going to be paid anywhere from $900 to $1,200, 60% of that money, that $1,500 to $2,000. 60% of $1,500 is $900, 60% of $2,000 is $1,200. That's how the agent makes their money. Now, with that said, yes, there are freight broker agents that are making six-digit incomes. Matter of fact, I talked to a lady several months ago. She got hired by one of these agents, and she was calling us at Altoa so she could take training so she could start brokering as an agent, because she saw what kind of money he was making. She told us that if he didn't do $1,500 to $2,000 a day in load net, he thought that was a bad day. He wasn't happy. So, it's all over the place. The main thing is, as a freight broker agent, you are your own business. You are an entrepreneur at that point. If you don't make any money, if you don't move any loads, you're not making any money. The only way you're going to make money is working. A lot of people get in this industry, and in the beginning they romanticize it. And I think, that's the only way I can explain it. Hey, I'm not going to have to be working for somebody. I'm going to be working for myself. I'm going to be my own boss. And they go through the process. They start out as an agent. I've even seen some go right to getting their own authority, and I never recommend that if you don't have experience. A lot of people say MAP 21, you can't do that with MAP 21. Well, they aren't stopping people yet. MAP 21 says you got to have some type of experience. Bottom line, X amount of time of experience or a certification or something like that. But they're really not enforcing it as far as what I can tell, because we got clients coming to us all the time. No experience in transportation. That, or they are just flat out lying about it when they submit their application. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Actually, I'm an entrepreneur. If somebody wants to start a business, be it freight broker or any other business, now I'm not. Let's be reasonable here. Freight brokering, it's selling. You're selling shippers to let them or get them to let you work their loads to get trucks. You're selling trucking companies to move the load. It's not brain surgery. It's not medical, but something like this. Hey, if you got a little bit of experience, you understand the industry, you know what's going on. Yeah, but my official recommendation is you don't want to do that. And this is my thing about MAP 21, about the experience thing. A normal person, and okay, I'll be the first one to say us freight brokers aren't very normal, but you're not going to start a business like that from scratch unless you've got knowledge. You understand how to do the business, how to be profitable. Okay, that's the whole thing. So I'm not real cool with that rule, but hey, they can have whatever rule they want. Matter of fact, they got rules for truck drivers coming out now. Minimum educational requirements to drive a truck, to get your CDL. I'm not talking about high school or college. I'm talking about minimum educational requirements to obtain your CDL. Not just passing a CDL test at your state level, but official training requirements. And, companies are going to have to go through this procedure to get certified to be an actual trainer. I don't know, it's crazy. But the best truck drivers out there, in my opinion, were taught by well, I was going to say mom and dad, mom and pop, raised up in it, the family taught them, they learned it from somebody else. Not to say all truck driving schools are bad. When I learned to drive a truck, Harold Ives, I went to Harold Ives. They had, Harold at least bought the airport in Stuttgart, Arkansas. And he would hire us, new people, go down there and we'd practice on that runway, driving big trucks. We did it for 2 weeks. Then we went and took our CDL skills test. And then we went out on a truck with a trainer for a couple of months or whatever till, we were good to go on driving. And it's not like, these truck driver training schools, some of them have been and they've been busted. They were just basically CDL mills, just go in there, pay your money, and you get your CDL. You're pretty much guaranteed to pass. But anyway, we're way off the subject. Lakeisha, how much can you make as a new freight broker? That's up to you. What you put into it, that's what you're going to get back. Just understand, you're not going to be making money tomorrow. It's going to take time. You've got to build the business. All right. Hope we answer some of your Q&As today, or questions anyway. Your questions, our answers. Okay. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, do so. Click that subscribe button down there. We're getting up there. We're getting real close to 100, and we are getting those contests ready to roll. As soon as we hit 100, we're going to be talking about our first contest, but you're not going to be able to participate in the contest or be eligible to win anything unless you're a subscriber. Okay. So get down there and subscribe. We got prizes here valued from $1,500 to as much as almost $700. Don't forget our FBTV podcast. Find us on your favorite podcast app, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, TuneIn. I hear we're soon to be on iHeart Radio, so that's pretty cool. And don't forget the FBTV radio. Like I said, we're going to be doing live broadcasts. People are asking, hey, are you going to do any YouTube live stuff? Well, we're slowly getting to that point. We're just not there yet. We've got everything available to do it. But we don't want to look any more like a knucklehead than I already do. Okay, we want to do it right. So we're working toward it, but we're just not there yet. The radio thing, yeah, that's one thing. And to be honest with you, the radio thing, that's dear to my heart because before I got into transportation, radio, that's what I did. You may have heard my voice from the East Coast all the way over to, they're pretty much from the other side of Oklahoma City down to Texas, all the way over to the East Coast, I guess. Worked all around those places. Actually, you may have heard me on XM satellite radio once. I think it was XM. Nah, I didn't work for them. I just happened to be on one of the shows. All right, that's it for today. Listen, we'll be talking again. Yes, I know next week's Christmas Eve. But we'll be talking before that, either through another YouTube video, through the podcast, or through the FBTV radio. All right. Have a good day. Unless, of course, you've made other plans. And if you have, why did you do that for? Why?